In this section, we are going to enter suppliers, and we're also going to enter historical information. So this means that our account, CG Wedding Planning Services, has several suppliers that it works consistently with, and has some transactions that it has begun and that are not complete yet that we need to enter. So we are going to go through 2 steps. First, entering the suppliers, and then next we're going to enter historical transactions that are still ongoing that we have with these suppliers. In your instructions in handout 1, we are on step 9. For this, I want you to go into Sage, go into the payables module. I want you to click suppliers, and this will bring up a window that will allow us to create our suppliers. Now to create a new supplier, you either click create or just click that little create command right at the top there in the ribbon. Once you do that, it takes you into the payables ledger and allows you to create the various suppliers. Our first supplier is Bell Canada. I want you to go in there under supplier, type Bell Canada. I want you to type in the address. And remember how we put our default address as Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, so that automatically populates in to city, province, and country. Some of our suppliers are not in Edmonton, Alberta. Then you'll have to change the default when that is the case. You always have to put in the postcode, and you don't have to make sure that postcode is tidy or in capitals. Just write it and Sage will tidy it up for you when you tap through. You're given various information for the suppliers, not always the same, so just type in what you have. We're not given a fax number for Bell Canada. We're not given a tax ID for Bell Canada. We're not given an email, but we're given a website. So we'll type in the website. Bell. Now, Bell has been our supplier since, so you need to change the supplier date. Now, if in your instruction manual the date is anything other than the year 2016 for your invoices or your checks, make sure that it's changed you change it to 2016. But for our supplier since dates, make sure that you stick with the instruction manual. So in this case, they've been our supplier since 12/01/2004. So just type in there 12/01/2004. Terms, tax and account. So I'm in this section here, terms, tax and account for Bell Canada. Our terms are that the net is due in 10 days. So they are our supplier, and their condition is that we should pay whatever we're owing them within 10 days. So for that, I want you to go to options and put net due in 10 days. 10 days. Our tax code, so I want you to go to taxes and make sure that you choose the tax code that includes the taxes that this supplier normally charges you as GP. So just go GP in there, and then I want you to link some accounts to this supplier. And so for linked accounts, I want you to go to options, and for expense, I want you to link the account 5260 telephone expense. So obviously they are our supplier for our phone service. 5260 telephone expense is the linked account for that supplier. I want you to say create another. So you could save and close. This will close out of all this payables ledger, and what's the point? We're about to create another supplier in there. So I want you to just say create another, and so now we will put in our second supplier, receiver general for Canada. Our contact person, I want you to make sure that you are back in the address tab when you do this. So just navigate back to your address tab. Our contact person is Margot Taxit. The address is Summerside Tax Center, Summerside Tax Center. The city is Summerside in Prince Edward, so we're not in Edmonton, so just remove the default. The province is and it's in Canada. The postcode is C1N 6L2. The phone 902-821-8186. We're given only one phone number. We're not given a fax. We are not given a tax code, a tax ID. We are not given an email address. We are given a website, www.crarc. These have been our suppliers since 2004. Right, so 12/01/2004. Our terms are that the net is due in 1 day. There is no tax code, so we will say no tax. So we are tax exempt. So here under in this box here, include which taxes this supplier does not charge you by entering yes for tax exempt. And we're told here that we are tax exempt, so I want you to just go and click the no, and clicking on the no would change it to a yes. Okay, so two things here: change the no to a yes, and also make sure that you retain the tax code as no tax. I want you to say create another. We're going to create our third supplier. Our contact name, so go under address, for this supplier is Leo Libra. Address 29 Taurus Lane, and it's in Edmonton, Alberta. Our tax code is AB. Our tax code is T4V 2V7 2V7, and just tap that through and it will be tidied up for you. Telephone numbers, we've got 780-593-7191. We've been given a fax number. The fax number is 780-593-1773. 1772. We have been given a tax ID. The tax ID is 493-421-289, And this one here you have to tidy up yourself, so you'll have to just make sure you have a space after every 3 numbers. We've been given an email. Lighten up at sunsigns.com. We're not given a website. They have been our supplier since 2005. Terms, I want you to go under options for terms and just say the net is due in 20 days. The tax code is G, and the linked expense account is, so that's under options. For linked expense account, please go to the options tab and just under next to expense account, I want you to go into the drop down menu and select 50/20 advertising. So obviously SunSigns does our advertising, so that's why we link our business with them to an expense account that is called advertising. I want you to select create another, and we'll put in our last supplier, Zodiac. Plus our contact person, so under address, our contact person is Aquarius Psychic, so that's Aquarius Psychic, right? The address is 81 Aquarian Way, Edmonton, Alberta. I want you to put in the text code as T3T C2C9 and just tap through. The telephone number is 780-592-6282. The fax is 780-592-8164. The terms, I want you to go under options. The terms are the net is due in 30 days. The linked expense account is 1480. Store furniture, so obviously we buy our store furniture from Zodiac Plus. The tax code is GP. Quickly going back to address to double check that we have put in our email address and our, let's put in an email address for Zodiac Plus. We've been given it. It is Teletour at sunsigns.com, and they have been our supplier since 2007, 15 January. And just say 7 close. Right, so those are our 4 suppliers. In the next video, I will come back and we will put in the historical supplier invoices and payments together.